Alright guys, so we'll go back here for another video here. So people joining in the live stream, that's cool. People that are watching this on YouTube, even cooler. So this is while we're having this video start off for us. I'm not actually dictating where this game goes. I'm literally just playing a video and casting over it. Now there is actual audio to this game, but due to the very loud Chinese caster and the fact that the audio is kind of subpar for the audio coding and stuff like that, I didn't want to include that. At least for me, what always was a hindrance from going on to watching Pro League stuff is oftentimes the Korean casters. But it looks like the game's going to be starting. The map's going to be on Soul Fighter. And this is just purely a show match between the players here. So let's introduce our players. Spawning here on the top right as the brown Protoss, it will be Jaystar. Now, Jaystar is known, or it's apparently is just really known within the foreign scene for being like a top tier Chinese player. Now, I don't know how well he is going to fare here. This is my first ever watching Chinese players, except for the Gambit Cup, where I saw Heroes and WK just wreck all of reps. But and then spawning in the bottom left, and I totally forget what color he is. And apparently they need to remake the game. Nope. Okay, yeah, they're gonna remake the game. Okay, so that's a little bit annoying. But yeah, SR, I have no idea. I'm going to guess that they're fairly high level players. Jaystar, again, had a lot of hype, at least from Cali something, who runs the whole Chinese initiative thing, where he's bridging the gap between foreign scene and Chinese scene. So that's always cool. And that if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have the Chinese team in Gambit Cup. So thanks to him for Cali Head, I think is what his name is. But all right, anyway, guys. So why don't we get into this? So spawning on the top right as the Teal Terran, it will be SR, and then spawning here in the bottom right. I can't tell. They use a different kind of. If you look at the minimap, I don't think he's even going to be yellow as Jaystar. No, Jaystar is going to be yellow. Jaystar is going to be yellow. Okay, so Jaystar is going to be the yellow Protoss in the bottom right. Now, it is It is going to be what, Soul Fighter. Now, I don't know if there's going to be more of an English name to this. But we'll see. We'll see if the Soul Fighter has a actual name to it. And then he was teal. So if you look at the minimap now, for whatever reason, they like to change up the minimap. For whatever reason, I don't know why they decided to change up the minimap. To be completely honest, I have absolutely no idea why they changed colors, because you have to do Shift Tab, which I've done once in the middle of a cast, and I was like, how do you fix that? It took me a while to figure it out. But yeah, if you look on it looks red on the minimap, but actually SR is actually teal, which I don't know why. I guess they just do it for simplistic purposes. I really have no idea. So we'll have to find out how this is going to go down. And this was played on August 2nd, guys. Again, it was a show match. I'm literally just doing this as a practice cast to figure the feel for this. I really don't know much about, casting this kind of stuff. So please bear with me with my knowledge. And also the other thing is that I really have never casted like this. And the second thing is Chinese scene can be different. I know a little Chinese, but don't really know what they're saying right now. I know. I'm trying to translate it. Yeah, I can't. I get a vague idea what the person's saying. And apparently those are comments from players that they're just coming up right now. And there's no way to get rid of them. They just come up. But it looks like SR is just going to be going mech style right here. And now I don't know how well he's going to fare. I wasn't really paying attention to Jaystar, really. Or they really haven't been paying much attention to Jaystar. So we'll have to find this out. And sorry for the bare 5 FPS per second, guys. I'm not the one who's streaming this. I'm the one who's restreaming it. So with some awesome English commentary to it. So that being said, guys, I'm going to turn my audio levels a little bit so you can hear me a bit better. So it looks like we're just going to have a gate Cybercore opening. Now it might be a 1 gate or 1 gate into expand. We'll have to find out. But yeah, this probe, though, from Jaystar is still in the base, though, which is not bad by any means. It's not bad at all. All right, something's really bothering me right now. There we go. Okay, so now I should be in full frame. So there goes down the factory right here. It might be a 2-fact, but it's probably just gonna be an FD push. At least for what foreign scene would be, a lot of FD pushes that happens in this Terran versus Protest matchup. It's kind of like it's just like a standard 5-6 minute push. I think is when that normally comes out. Okay, so the first goon's out for Jaystar. Finally, SCV for both players is finally gonna go down. So they're getting really nice scouting information though. I mean, they're definitely keeping those scouting SCVs and probes inside their bases for a long period of time. We have a proxy from Jaystar though. That's an interesting proxy. You know what he might do? That might be the proxy tech, or even better, he could even proxy 2 gates down there and then make it appear that to SR that Jaystar is only 1 gate expanding, but he puts down 2 more gates, and then it all of a sudden just powers up, and then it's difficult to deal with a 3-gate goon. I've done with that. I've played it on Fish a couple times against players, and even on iCup, it's just difficult. I play random, of course, so I don't specialize in one race. But when I was Terran, I was just I'm gonna go 2-fact, which you actually think would help out a lot more. But it's difficult because if your tanks start getting sniped off, and because the control of Brood War is difficult, it's somewhat difficult. And that's another thing, though. All right, so actually, SR is gonna find the proxy pylon. So whatever Jaystar had initially coming is not gonna happen, and that is. What, 6 Marines? So he's going pretty strong. No, that's way more than 6. That's 7. That's 7 Marines right there. Wow. No Vulture out yet either. So it looks like it's going to be a 1-gate expand, though, but I mean, with that extra... If you're looking at the minimap, though, guys, Jaystar is not picking off Marines when this is coming down, so this push is actually going to be a lot more powerful than you would think it is. Now, I don't know if range is done, so... This is gonna have to be a little tough for Jaystar to hold, especially with if Spider-Man tech is done. Yes, it is. He only has 3 goons to defend it, but he instantly stems off the tank or the Vulture and the Spider-Man right here, and it looks like he's just gonna push back here. Probably what he would need to do is, if he really wanted to push into that natural, is really keep that Vulture alive and get more Spider-Mines down. But because that didn't happen, it looks like this FD push will be thwarted, or he's just gonna wait for the next Vulture, as they're so important, as they do so much damage to goons, especially without Obs tech out. Now there are micro tricks to help defuse Spider Mines, and that's probably what Jaystar probably has that ability to do that. But yeah, all right. So we have a 1-fact or an FE and FD push into expand. Pretty standard stuff. I mean, this isn't okay, now he has Robo down and he has Obs down, so no Reaver tech right now coming up, so he's just going to be getting up 2-gate goon. No, 3 gates. Okay, so he has a lot of goon production right now, just because that Nexus is not going to be fully saturated yet. So, I mean, you still have a pretty high gateway count, but we'll see. We'll see if he can pressure or something like that. And there's something at the 6 o'clock that's brown. If he would click on that, that would be absolutely fantastic. But he's just clicking on a lot of goons right now. And, yeah. So, let me do this one. Okay. And you guys can feel free to use the chat or whatever. I'm just... Because I can actually pay attention to that now, because I'm not actually, casting, whatever. But there is something, but it did get scouted, though. I want to know what that it's at the 12. Maybe an eBay to stop the 3rd. Maybe a depot. Something just to delay the 3rd, I guess, is all it was. Well, an eBay's coming down now, so I guess it must have been a depot or something along those lines. I don't really know. All right, so... By the way, it's actually Fighting Spirit when I think about it now, because that's how awesome it is. So... Don't mind Soul of the Fighter. It's also known as Fighting Spirit in English terms, and not yeah. So let me just quickly update that. Okay, so Fighting Spirit. Again, well, Terran's gonna have a little bit more of a difficult time taking an expand on this map to the 3rd, just because you're expanding to your opponent here. Now you can obviously choose to go take that expo if you really so choose, but it can make it a little bit more difficult. Now, I can't tell, but at that 7 o'clock, that expo to the natural of the bottom left-hand expo, main base, it looks like something going down there, and I can't tell if it's just the bad glitching UI or like the pixelation or something like that. But there's definitely something going down there. And this caster, man, you're not paying attention to that stuff. It's bothering me. I guess it's Vulture's putting on Spider Mines for the 4th. Yeah, that's probably what he's doing right now. Something. And we're getting the second machine shop up. He's going to have dual tank production. Is he still only off of 2 factories, though? Okay, so Vultures are out, though. Now, he's being active with his Vultures, though. I mean, of what I can see right now on the mini-map, he's put down on the natural at the 7 and 8 o'clock expos. So, yeah, he's gonna try to get some, trying to do some kind of Vulture run by, but there's way too many goons right there. So that didn't really do too much for, was it SJ? No, it's not. It's not SJ. No, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, SR. So, yeah. It looks like he's gonna be taking that 3 o'clock, even though SR is expanded to Jaystar. All right, we're up to 5. We're up to 5 gates now. He's getting up speed now. That's really gonna help him for tank numbers, especially against a 3 gate or like a 3 basing fighting spirit effect, where Terrans can get up a really fast mech army, like moderately easy, because that 3rd is so easy to take. Generally speaking, you never want to really expand to your opponent most of the time. But on fighting spirit, sometimes if you're Terran, it's not even like the worst thing, because really all you do is you naturally hold off the choke point anyway to your main and natural, and then your 3rd is smalled off by a single ramp. So a very small ramp, as you can tell right there. That's the equivalent of the ramp that's on screen right now. So that being said, it's gonna be very easy to defend this base, even though you're expanding to your opponent, which does make it sometimes. It does make it like stuff like this when you're not in position sometimes can make it difficult. But look at that. If you get like 5 siege tanks or 7. That's on screen right now. He's going to try to Zealot Bomb right here. He's going to try to bust right through here to delay the 3rd base right here. Things aren't looking... well, Jaystar's trying to push up the ramp here, but there is like a semi-completed wall right there, and looks like it will just be enough to hold off. Yeah. And even like that, even though SR kind of pulled up that ramp right there right when that was finishing, the wall wasn't even completed. The tanks were just sieging up. They're not in the perfect positioning right here, and there's the 6 factories right now. So it looks like it's going to be like a 6 fact build off of 3 base. Very, very, very fighting spirit-esque. Very, very good for fighting spirit indeed. So, yeah, it looks like we have Arbiter Tech coming up, but because there's no in-game timer, I want to say that's a fairly fast Arbiter. I think we're like 9 minutes in the game right now. Something along those lines. Brood War time is, I think, the same as real time. I know for StarCraft 2 it's different, but here I think it's going to be the same. So it looks like Jaystar is going to want to take an expand down here. And that's totally fine. That's what he should be doing. Jaystar is going to be looking to take an expand here, because with his failed attempt to take off that 3rd base, there's really no way that Jaystar would optimally want to play against he doesn't want to do. He doesn't want to be on equal basing as his Terran opponent. Now, if you ask players like Game and stuff, they may say differently. And Game won a lot of Terran vs. Protoss in Gambit Cup, but still, the fact is, generally speaking, Protoss wants to be off more bases, so why wouldn't you want to be anyway? So any kind of attempt for Jaystar to stay on 3 bases has failed if you initially went in this game wanting to do a 3-base style Protoss, which would be a little odd, but even so, yeah. So Jaystar putting down the 4th base at the 7. It's a 150, 160 supply right now to, if he clicks on that, to 130. So this is looking pretty standard. Now the player's really ahead right now, but yeah. But this is bugging me that this is not... The quality of this stream is bothering me right now. But that's okay. At least I get to see... I get a glimpse at the Chinese scene, so I cannot get mad. And I can actually read some of this Chinese stuff, so I feel happy. But by no way am I going to ever translate it, because it would take me way too long to even try to. But, maybe when I get a little bit more fluent. Maybe if this Chinese scene goes on for another like 2 or 3 years, and I end up casting it some bit more, and they still have these comments on screen, I could probably translate them on air. But till that time, I'm really not going to be able to do that. But all right, so getting back into this game here, SR is still being, fairly active. Okay, no, we're going to have a bust here from Jaystar. He's going to go in here. Does he have Arbiter Tech? No state. He had fast Arbiters. But it looks like he's just... That is so many Zealots. Oh my god, guys. That is so many Zealots. He's going to clean up all these tanks. It looks like he traded the army, but does it even matter? 4 bases versus 3 bases. I guess about equal basing, but still, I mean, like, with these Zealots going into the main base right here, there's nothing. There's not enough vultures, and it doesn't even look like it's going to get cleaned up here. He's going to go in this natural, barrel right through, and just kill, I mean, at least force a lift-off, if not kill off a lot of the natural. And not only that, guys, that's double armory right there. If he can stop those upgrades from going up, I don't know his current mech upgrades, but it looks like he will. I think SR will have enough to hold. I think he will with SCVs repairing and stuff. I think he'll be able to hold. But I think Jaystar is just gonna go in here, or no, it looks like he's just gonna GG. So it looks like Jaystar is going to win game 1, guys. So of what that means. All right, so Sniper's Ridge Jade. Is Jade going to be the new map? And also, one thing to note about the Chinese scene is that that they run on a different. They use a different server kind of thing. All right, guys. For YouTube VODs, I'm going to end it here. I'm going to start when the game starts. All right.